Hello everyone, and welcome to the 7th tutorial in the series of NES Health, what can be seen inside NES Health scan. And today we will be talking about mind-body connections. Mind-body screens look at the unresolved emotions and their effect on the body field. This screen is at the core of NES Health system, and only when I started to fully utilize it in the core of my practice, I started to achieve more transformational results with my own health and with the health of my clients. And the reason for that is that I understood that no matter how precisely I am in addressing the physical aspects of health, such as environmental toxicity, diet, exercise, sleep, and so on, which are very important, of course. But if we don't take into consideration other aspects of life, specifically the connection between your thoughts, your words, your beliefs, in other words, acknowledgement and processing of our thoughts and emotions, which become our beliefs, our personality, and really the experience of our life, we simply block the natural flow of energy and information in the body, causing all sorts of physiological representations. Because we have to remember that it was found that at least 25% of our energy is utilized by our brain and our thoughts and emotions. So it's quite a big number if we think about optimization of energy. And it could be one of the reasons why many of us feel fatigued most of the time. It's not necessarily our physical energy that drains us, but it's our emotional energy that really should be taken into consideration when we assess health. So the scan, the mind-body screens, they include three main parts. Let me just share the screen of the scan. Again, I'm taking one scan as a test to show it to you. So you can see mind-body screen, and it has three main parts: look within, emotions, and brain performance. And in the look within, put attention, there are 4 sections, and those are 4 brain holograms, okay? And those screens are based on the work of the German oncologist, Dr. Reich Hammer. He was a conventional physician who worked with cancer patients using conventional cancer treatments such as chemotherapy, radiation, and so on. And then he had a trauma in his family when his son died in the car accident. And very shortly after, his wife and himself, they developed cancer. And he thought it must be not a coincidence. So he started to pull up all of his patients' records and started to ask each and every one of them whether they had any sort of traumatic or shocking event prior to developing a disease. And shockingly enough, in most cases, the answer was yes. So he started to look at the patterns and draw parallels between different types of shocks and trauma and different types of cancers. So this work is laid in the base of NES Health Brain Hologram screen. So let's look at some of them. So for example, the first one is brain stem hologram. So when I click on that, you can see basically this hologram relates to shocks and conflicts around themes of survival, existence, and family. And interestingly enough, it doesn't have to be a big sort of life-threatening event, which we call trauma or shock. It could be small events. For example, your best friend living, when you were little, your best friend left the country, or it was, for example, some sort of arguments in the family and the child noticed that. It could be that somebody shouted at you, or somebody said something intimidating, or bullied you in school. So all those small things, we call them unprocessed emotions, unless you really deal with them. But when they're unprocessed, they actually lay down deeper into the body and create what we can see now in MRI scans, oscillations in the brain, really sort of calcifications, regions in the brain that draw a lot of energy and actually cause blockages, energetic blockages of natural flow of energy and information. So this first hologram relates to the conflict around themes of survival, existence, and family. And you can see different numbers here. So basically, you know how we spoke about that before, that our heart imprints information from the environment, and then it sends via electromagnetic fields, and then it sends this information to the brain, and only then brain actually activates or signals different parts of the bodies, organs, tissues to perform a certain function. So this particular region of the brain sends signals to those tissues and organs in the body. And you can see different numbers here. So the larger the number, the higher the number, is most likely this particular blockage cause some sort of energetic disturbance. So when I click, let's say, for example, property, okay, it's number 4. We are looking mostly at numbers 4 and 3. They are the highest number on the scan. So when I click here and go down, it tells you which organ or tissue is affected by this energetic blockage. Okay, in this case is pancreas. And then it gives you the possibility of you to reconnect what could be a possible shock or trauma or conflict related to this energetic blockage. So in this case is resistance against the person, situation, or institution representing an authority driving someone to do something against their will. And then it gives you some other representations that you actually can resonate with you at your own time after the scan. In addition, it gives you the affirmation. So, for example, here in the tissues of pancreas, the emotional shock could feel like something despicable or disgusting, and it affects pancreas as an organ and its tissues, and it would involve conflict involving arguments with the family over money, property, or other important issues, and it gives you the affirmation. Additionally, it gives you ER, energetic rejuvenator, basically shows the anatomical part in the body where we can work with my health device to physically unblock this energetic disturbance. Okay, so the second brain hologram deals with shocks. Just a second, I'm just checking mind-body screens. Okay, everything else works well. I thought something is wrong with the recording. No, we are good. So the second brain hologram relates to shocks and conflicts around the theme of self-devaluation. And I'm sure that everyone can resonate with that, how we devalue ourselves, how we very often associate ourselves with some sort of unworthiness and stuff like that. So in that case, again, we're looking at the bigger numbers. There are not many big, actually here, number 4. So when I click, it's in the area of the stomach. When I click here, it shows me which area in the lumbar spine actually being devalued. That's where the calcification or oscillation of energy happens, and it connects it with some sort of past emotional shock or conflict involving having your center of personality devalued. Okay, so we're talking about some emotions. Maybe you felt that somebody walked over you, or devaluation may come from another, could be actually self-imposed, you know, sometimes with certain aspects of low self-esteem and stuff, so on. We really impose and devalue ourselves, and then it gives you the possible affirmation and so on. So there is a third hologram. You can look here. The third hologram talks about one's integrity, and the fourth hologram deals with themes of territory and separation. So, for example, here in the fourth hologram, some sort of loss let's look at the loss, just as an example. It affects coronary veins and arteries, and it could be some conflict that happened with a physical loss or threat of losing a territory or work or property or a partner. So I'm sure on a personal level, everyone can resonate with different aspects in their life. And again, it gives you the affirmation and it gives you the anatomical point in the body where you can do some physical work to unblock this blockage. Then we have additional markers on that screen, for example, emotional stress relief. Usually when this is a priority, it shows that the person is under acute stress. When this one comes up as a priority, it's also to do with stress, but mostly with looping unresolved emotions, that usually looping emotions and thoughts that raise in the subconscious mind. That's why very often for somebody who has struggles falling asleep and staying asleep through the night, we recommend this infoceutical because it deals with actually sort of breaking this loop of unresolved emotions that raise usually when conscious mind is at rest and subconscious thinking is activated while we are asleep. Liberator is a very interesting one. We call it a generalist because this infoceutical covers all 4 holograms of the brain in addition to other parts of the body, such as heart, such as solar plexus and stuff like that. So basically Liberator connects 3 main cavities of the body with heart and with the matrix where all the fluids of the body and fascia is located. So we call it generalist, okay? But then infoceuticals which are related to brain holograms, they are specialists. So they deal with a particular oscillation of a certain tissue or an organ. Then we have peace infoceutical or a peace marker. So generally talking about past memories, talking about inner peace, related to kidney organ very much. I had a lot of success using my health function of peace and infoceutical to increase kidneys energy, to help with some sort of kidneys deficiencies or optimizing the functionality of the kidney as an organ and tissues of the kidney. And then love is supports personal transformation and helps to clear the crown chakra. So love works beautifully when you do meditation or do chakra work to sort of help you to connect to this innate wisdom of yourself, in addition to connecting to universal consciousness. Then we have a screen which is called emotions. And here we have, as you can see, we have positive emotions and negative emotions. And in NES, we do not discriminate between them because all of them are valid. But what we do, we just look at the priority, for example, purple here and orange in this area. And it means that this particular emotion, and usually it's subconscious thoughts and emotions that actually create disturbance in the flow of energy and information in the body, and it means that they are unbalanced. If they come as a priority, it means that they're unbalanced. So when we click here, we can actually read what it could be and how we can deal with that. And then we have brain performance screen. You remember in one of the tutorials we spoke about energy flow right here. It's where I gave you an analogy of certain trains, energetic trains in the body that they travel from the top of the body to the bottom and stop in certain stops. So those called energetic integrators, right? That basically the flow of energy and information from one organ to another through the network of meridians in the body. So energetic integrators, right? So here in the brain performance screen, it's also energetic integrators, but more advanced ones, more progressive ones that speak more about emotions rather than physical aspects of the body. So you can see, for example, hearing and learning, vision and decision, sensing and controlling, and thinking and feeling. It's very big part of NES that deals with that, and the very, very powerful remedies, because they basically connect different parts of the brain with different functionality of the body, but on the level of emotions, which we actually cannot access with our 5 physical senses. We know they exist because we are familiar with a feeling, but we cannot really pinpoint them, touch them, smell them, taste them, and so on. But with the work of the nutraceuticals, we actually can address them if they show to be a priority, and if a person resonates with the feelings, it could be causing a problem for his well-being. Then we have certain stars also indicated on this screen, for example, memory imprinter, very powerful one, very advanced, deep healing, nerve function. And if you remember, energetic stars, we spoke about them in the previous tutorial, there are more comprehensive or compound remedies in NES, because they include in themselves aspects of energetic drivers, the organs, and aspects of energetic integrators, the flow of energy in information. And as to opposed to drivers and integrators, where they cover certain points of the body field, energetic stars, they cover the whole body field. They almost like penetrate the whole body field through the 3-dimensional direction, actually. So that's about that for the mind-body screen. And then we have the whole life journey screen. This is a lot of information here that starts from the life purpose, hero's journey, archetypes, different archetypes. We know that in order for us to feel happy and be well, we have to be balanced in different types of archetypes. And again, when we click here, we can see where is the balance. For example, in this case, the mystic archetype is out of balance. And when we look at it, we can see and try to resonate and acknowledge what would have been wrong and how we can improve it. We look at our beliefs. This is very interesting screen that I work a lot with my clients. Is where we, again, it's subconscious beliefs. Very often, you know, when we sort of put attention on our life existence, right? On our life experiences, so to say, and we say, I don't understand why I feel the way I feel, or why this particular event happens to me again and again. I already changed a place of living, I change people I see more often, I change a job, I did this, but still there's a loop of similarity or synchronicity that repeats itself, a pattern that repeats itself over and over again. This is the beliefs. Beliefs is just a set of thoughts that we keep on thinking over and over again. And when they become our beliefs, they actually drive our life experiences. But again, it's not your conscious beliefs, because only 5% of our existence we spend in our conscious acting. 95% we act subconsciously. So those beliefs on the scan, those are those 95% that we basically inherited, so to say, from our parents, from neighbors, from teachers, from our environment, our friends, and so on. It's not, it could be even not our own beliefs, but it's thoughts and life experiences that caused us to create those beliefs. And if we feel that they are limited, or we see that they are limiting us in our full potential, it's a good practice to take, to work on them and release them from our body field. Emotions, something that we looked at in the mind-body screen. Then there is a transformation. It shows the chakras. Chakras is the energetic centers of the body. And you see that in this particular case, the throat chakra and the solar plexus chakra. So it is bothers me to show you here. They require attention. Then we have unconscious pattern. This is one of my favorite screen in the life journey screen, because it shows conscious awareness and unconscious shadows. So in order for us to feel aligned and happy, all those archetypes should be in balance. But when we show some sort of dominance on one or another, and specifically if it's not conscious dominance but subconscious shadow, then actually it's a trouble and it's better to resolve it. Then there is a creative cycle and so on. And at the end, again, another forte of NES in the relation to mind-body connection, we have something which is called imprinted meditations. This is huge. This is basically they work similarly to infoceuticals, but mostly on your mind. So you don't need to take an actual energetic drops, but you listen to the 15 minutes meditation daily for the duration of like 21 or 28 days. And they're very, very powerful. They work on your own virtues and beliefs based on your own skin. So it's not somebody else's meditation or generalized meditation, but the music imprinted in those and the beliefs and virtues imprinted in those. They are guided meditations that are based on your own skin. And I had an absolutely wonderful experience with those meditations in my practice and for myself as well. And if you're familiar with the work of Joe Dispenza, those meditations are based partially on his work as well. So it's absolutely great. So that's what I wanted to share with you in regards to the mind-body connection. And you can see that NES is for somebody who seeks really deep healing which is beyond just addressing the symptoms. And how can we approach what we see in the scan? First of all, if we're talking about mind-body, infoceuticals, basically, they bring the energetic disturbances to the surface of the energetic field of the body. And what we need to do then, or what I like to do in my practice with my clients, is to address those, because they are now on the surface, so we acknowledge them. We brought them up with the help of the infoceuticals and this acknowledgement in our own mind. And then we have to safely now release them out of our mind, out of our body, brain, heart, and body field. And I do it with certain tools of energy psychology. I specifically like to use EFT or Psyche when we use certain balances based on muscle testing, kinesiology, where we actually rewrite those subconscious beliefs or virtues that could be limiting for you to achieve your goals. And then the next step is, of course, my health that also works with in synchrony with infoceuticals and with the Psyche. And in addition to that, of course, we do some work on the diet, on the lifestyle, and all other aspects of environmental toxicity, stress management, and so on. But mind-body connection is, I would say, probably 30 or even 40% of the NES scan I put attention on and apply other techniques from more sort of energy medicine and energy psychology in addition to infoceuticals to bring you to the deeper healing and at the end of the day to the better sense of health and well-being. So next time it will be our last tutorial when I will try to summarize everything that we have learned so far. So come and see me again next time. I appreciate you taking time and watching those tutorials. And I hope it's helpful. It's helpful for those who work with me already, and for those who actually planning to introduce health technology to help them achieve their health goals. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye for now.